Hey guys, it's Mary and welcome back to the Python series. This is episode 7 of the word game, and in this episode we're going to be finishing up is valid word. So without further ado, let's get into the video. During this game, we want to allow hands to contain wildcard letters that players can use to replace a vowel. This is so that the player can play more flexibly and create a word of their choice. So a wildcard letter will be denoted by an asterisk, and they can only replace vowels. And it says that the player won't receive any points for using the wildcard, though it does count as a used or unused letter during scoring. This is the drawback of using wildcards, but in a larger scope, it is beneficial to the player. So when playing the game, the player who wants to use a wildcard should enter the asterisk instead of the intended letter in the place where the vowel would originally be. And the word validation code shouldn't assume what the vowel will be, but rather it should just verify that at least one word can be made with a wildcard as a vowel in the desired position. So to do this, we will be editing the function isValidWord and the helper function we wrote for it for isValidWord, which is word in hand. And so far, isValidWord lets us know if the word that only consists of letters is a valid word. And we will update it so that an asterisk could make a word potentially valid if one of the vowels replacing the asterisk will create a possible word. So it gives you examples right here. So if you want to create the word cows, you can obviously just do cows. Or you can enter the asterisk as a vowel, and here it could be O and it could be cows. And this is especially true if you did not have the O right here. Like if there was not the vowel O, for example, if there was A, and you saw that the rest of the letters would create the word cows if there was an O, then you could use the asterisk in the spot of the O, and this would be a valid word because it is going to be making a valid word. However, you do not get the points for the letter O. As you can see, the points for cows is 198, but here for C asterisk WS is only 176. So if there is an asterisk, then we will replace the asterisk with each vowel A, E, I, O, U and see if it is in the word list. If it is in the word list, then we will use isWord in hand to determine whether or not the word is in the hand. And when we have done this, we will return whatever value is word in hand, whether it is true if the word is in the hand or false if it isn't. If the word is not in the word list, meaning the vowel replacing the asterisk will not create a valid word, then we go through the loop again to try another vowel. So once we try all these vowels, the loop will end. So if we open up the code that they give us, which is ps3.py, we can see that on the top, they have a variable vowels which contains all of the vowels A, E, I, O, U. So in our code isValidWord, when we're determining whether or not it is a valid word, first, before we do this is what happens if it is not an asterisk. But if it is an asterisk, so if there is an asterisk in the word, then for all these vowels, so for, let's call it vowel letter in vowels, and we're going to be calling basically this function right here, and it's in the top right here. So for every vowel letter, so basically for every vowel letter in vowels, we're going to update the word. So we replace word.replace, this is the function we're calling, the asterisk with the vowel. So the asterisk with the vowel letter. Now that we have replaced this, we have to determine whether or not this word with the replaced letter is going to be an actual word. So if this new word is in the word list, then we determine whether or not it is in all of the letters are in the hand minus the asterisk. So we're going to call the function isWord in hand. And remember that the isWord in hand function returns a true or false. So it's going to return a Boolean value. So if this condition is true, then we're going to return either a true or a false. And this is if there is an asterisk in the word. If there is not an asterisk, so else, then we're going to run the condition that we wrote in the beginning, because this is what happens if it is just a regular word. Now in the next episode, we're going to be updating the rest of the stuff.